are starting the show in just a second. I am going to post. Excuse me, I burped. Live now. I just walked the dog and I am out of breath. Okay, live now. Posting it. Posting it and then toasting it. And then we'll move on over to the other screen in just a minute. But for the moment, I am just cruising. Okay. What's that called? Twitch? What is this? Twitch? Twitch.tv? Twitch.tv. That is me, Twitch.tv. All right. Well, Twitch.tv. We're going to go ahead and just scooch on into chatting. Hello. It's Wednesday, October the 9th. And I am sick. So my energy levels might not be so great today. I've got my hoodie over my head, which always tells me that I am feeling a little bit dire, but I am hopeful that the exciting manual that we'll be reading today, Star Fox, on the Super Nintendo, this little guy right here, will give me at the very least, some energy. Before I get started on anything, I just will say, Home Team Game Dev is here. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you popping in. I really do. I always do. Star Fox, we got a star and a fox emoji. That's pretty good. I wanted to say that if you or anybody you know is living in Florida, in or around the path of Milton, I'm sending my best thoughts your way. Man, I hope things are okay. These hurricanes keep getting bigger and scarier and all that. I lived in Florida for a little bit, for like a year when I went to school there. I was in Boca Raton, cultural capital of America, and I did not. It was not for me, for a number of reasons. One of them was just the idea of a hurricane scares me so much. It is such a scary concept. I live in a place with earthquakes, so maybe that's just something that I'm used to. But I really hope that the folks there are able to weather this storm and get out to the other side doing okay. So that's where we're at. Yes, hopefully things are going okay. Anyway, that's not what this stream is going to be all about. But I did want to say, hope y'all are doing okay if you're in Florida. What this stream is about, what today's stream is about how we're going to read Star Fox. And we're about to read Star Fox, except, oh my God. Oh, you're back. It's so good to see you. It's the Valkyrie from Volgar 2. And the Valkyrie from Volgar 2 asked me before the show not to say any words, but instead to... I know, can you believe it? Home Team Game It says, what were the odds? I was surprised too when I saw the Valkyrie, but with Valkyrie is here for one more time. We have an Xbox code and actually a PlayStation code. So one more of each of those. Would love to be handing out to somebody today. But let's figure that out later on in the episode. Today might be a slightly shorter episode than usual because of the dying my body feels like it's doing. I just took the dog on a walk, and this is not how Volgar, like, the Valkyrie is used to dealing with Volgar the Viking, who's a real tough guy, and the Valkyrie now has to listen to me talk about how I've got like a little bit of a stomach thing, I guess. I don't know, but anyway, it made it so that I walked the dog and just up and down the street, and I came back and I'm out of breath. So I'm pushing through the out of breathness. Also, good news. Thank you so much for coming. It's my favorite time of Wednesday. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much. It's my favorite time too, because I get to hang out with all you good folks. Happy to instruction derby to us all. That's right, for all who celebrate. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't have a whole lot else to say today. Again, my energy level, again, this might be a short one. My energy level's low, but what isn't low is probably the volume on this trailer for Star Fox. Let's just go ahead and watch it. I don't know. I don't have any good transitions today. Oh, that looks terrible. How about this? Is this better?
You are witnessing a new technology.
This is
The
so
first
scary.
and only game powered by the Super FX microchip.
Danger, 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 danger.
Why go to the next level when you can go light years beyond? You are Foxy Cloud in Star Fox, only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's a scary commercial. That's just that is some threatening. That is a threatening mood. But you know what? Dizzy and Lost is here. There you go. Deeply ominous. Deeply ominous. Did you catch where they took a dig at the Sega Genesis and said, "Why go to the next level when you can go?" Was it Light Years Beyond? That wasn't that Genesis's thing for a while. Uh, go to the next level, take it to the next level. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be having a fever dream. This whole thing could be a fever dream. But I will say this: the vibes of and no shade, no shade to the creatives behind that trailer, that commercial. Um, I think that the vibes in Star Fox on the Super Nintendo are way, 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 way more fun than you would ever know by looking at that. It's a fun game about cool animals in outer space. There's great music. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Like I know it was a technical masterpiece and a technical jump in a lot of ways with that Super FX chip, but I just think it looks cool and fun and alive. And so that I think is pretty nice. So let's just go ahead and let's just do it. Let's just read from the stuff for Star Fox. Wait, actually, hold on. I had a whole bit. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Oh, I can't do it. Hold on. Oh, it's Slippy Toad. Slippy Toad. Hi, Slippy. Slippy Toad came by to tell us it's time to read the manual for Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. That was what I was supposed to do. I had an idea. Yeah, we got a lot of celebrity cameos today. This is a big one. All the stars are here tonight. We have Slippy Toad, we have Valkyrie, and we have all of you in the chat. So it is a veritable red carpet of cool folks. Yeah, no, Slippy Toad, absolutely. The check is in the mail. Doing a bit. We're doing a comedy bit here. I will send it to you. Uh, I don't. You know what? Let's just go ahead and read the manual. I can't do it. I can't do it. Slippy Toad. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Slippy Toad. Slippy Toad is here. Slippy Toad, always good to see you. Let's read the back of the box for Star Fox. Star Fox is a game that I have a copy of. I don't actually have the box for it, so we're going to be reading the back of the box online together. I'm going to move this screen just a bit to the side so you can see Star Fox lead the Star Fox Team 2 victory. Is the back of the box, is what it says. My background with the game is I first played it at a sleepover, my friend Danny's house across the street, and the sleepover theme was going to be staying up all night playing Super Nintendo, which was a pretty good theme as far as I'm concerned. And we played a bunch of games. I mean, like we rented games. Everybody who was there was like a team sleepover. Team sleepover. I don't know what that is. A group sleepover. A bunch of friends sleeping over. And played a ton of video games. We had like maybe like 40 Super Nintendo games to choose from at this point. And once they were able to pry me away from Buster Busts Loose, Tiny Toons Buster Busts Loose on the Super Nintendo from our friends at Konami, we played some Star Fox. And I initially, because I didn't know what it was about, was not sure that I wanted to play it. It looked realistic. It looked kind of like a sim or something like that based on the pictures that I'd seen. And then we started to play it, and we were all like, holy guacamole, this thing is amazing. So here we go. Star Fox, lead the Star Fox team to victory in the distant Lylat star system. Imagine yourself at the controls of a futuristic, heavily armed space fighter. R-Wing. Lead the counterattack on an invasion force of hundreds of alien tanks, fighter ships, laser guns emplacements, and super battleships. Excuse me. Maneuver at warp speed through fog-enshrouded canyons, dense asteroid belts, and waves of the enemy's best defense. You must use skill and cunning to bring the fight to the enemy's home planet Venom and smash the core brain for victory. This game continues the what I appreciate about video game backs of boxes from the era, which is just giving you a whole lot of kind of out of context like names for things, and just hoping that you'll sort of get into it. And I've got to be honest, if you're fighting bad guys where they live on a planet that's called Venom, that seems like there's some pretty bad guys off the bat. Also, core brain is an unfriendly term. I feel like you hear core brain, smash the core brain for victory. I don't want to be around a core brain. That sounds unfriendly. The Super FX microchip is on board for fluid game control and special effects previously unavailable in home video games. The action explodes from all directions in realistic, real-time, 3 dimensions. I think that's cool. Super FX chip, great marketing, but not just marketing, right? Like, it actually did something. It was an actual thing. It wasn't blast processing. It was an actual honest-to-God thing. Now, let's go ahead and scooch on back to here. Can you all see it? That's the deal. All right, we're going to read the actual manual itself. Also, I would love if somebody could just give me a shout and let me know if the music is too loud. I did something slightly different with the with my OBS. This time I was trying to figure out how to make music sort of flow from one scene to the next using like a VLC playlist. And I'm not sure if it's too loud. I'm not even sure if it's still playing. So just give me a shout if you don't mind, somebody in the chat, when you have a chance. Just let me know whether the music is too loud or not. Honestly, given where I'm at today, I think that it might be better for everybody. Hey, Cobrahoof, thank you very much. Good to see you. Music volume is good. Okay, we'll do it. When you're dealing with the Star Fox music, my personal opinion is that no volume is too loud because it's so good. It's so good. Present but soft can definitely hear you over it easily. I like that. Present but soft. That's how I like to. Those are the kinds of vibes that I like to give off, personally. So Star Fox instruction booklet. We've got the Nintendo seal of approval, which is, of course, as always, as a reminder, your assurance that Nintendo has reviewed this product. I hope so. They published it. And that it has met our standards for excellent in workmanship, reliability, and entertainment value. There you go. Thank you for selecting the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Star Fox Game Pack. And you know we're in for something good when you've got a table of contents that includes background story, enemy information, and a course map. Now, Star Fox, you could sort of, I'm guessing what happened here is that on the second page, there's sort of another like cover image, and it's the like real life doll pictures of the Star Fox characters here. It seems like they were maybe trying to decide which of these two to go for, this one or this one. I don't know about obviously. My personal take is that this is one of the hardest photos that's ever gone. I think this looks cool as hell. So I love this one, but I can sort of see why they might just stick with one character who's, you know, Star Fox. It makes sense on there with a bunch of other R-Wings versus like these guys. Because you look at this guy and you're like, what's the deal with Slippy? And if you're not like us, you don't know who Slippy is and you don't know what a good guy he is and what a fun guy he is. So you might think it's a little bit strange. You know what? Home Team Game Devs makes a good point that is a little bit scary, that the photo looks a little AI generated in 2024. It's the symmetry He thinks there is something about it that's like, at the time that they made it, I think it's perfect, right? Because it looks like it was put together by people. But for some reason now it doesn't. You're right about that. There's something about some of it. I think it looks cool though. I really like it. I'm also a big lens flare guy. Shouts out to Lens Flare Nation. But we get the background story. Now you can tell that they meant business because there's no pictures on this page, just a ton of words. So let's read these words together. Background story, origin of the Lilatian conflict. That's a fun word to say, Lilatian. The Lilat solar system, located near the center of the Milky Way galaxy, is made up of several bountiful planets. No fewer than 3 of these worlds were home to civilizations teeming with industrious inhabitants. The other planets in the system provided boundless natural resources. The comfortable lifestyle enjoyed by the Lilatians was the envy of the galaxy until the coming of the evil Emperor Andros. Emperor Andros was once known as Dr. Andros, a scientific genius who worked at an advanced lab on Corneria, the 4th planet in the Lilat system. Ever since his childhood, Andros's brilliance outshone that of other children. As an adult, Dr. Andros began developing a powerful engine based on hyperspatial energy. Selfish and blinded by ambition, he repeatedly conducted dangerous experiments in the heart of Corneria's most populated city. After many warnings from the planet's ruling council, he was finally banished from the planet for endangering the inhabitants of Corneria. Can you imagine what it would be like to live in a society with a government that functions and stops bad people from doing bad things? I know that there's some more work to be done here with Mr. Andros, Dr. Andros, excuse me, but I'm just saying that the United States could maybe take some lessons from the Lilatian conflict with Dr. Andros. Andrew Elmore is here. Whew, barely made it. Oh no, Andrew, you made it just in time. Honestly, the first like 20 minutes was me just talking for 20 minutes. It's not even been 20 minutes. The first like 10 minutes was me just talking about how I'm a little under the weather. But now we're talking about Dr. Andros, who just got banished from the solar system because he was being a real D-bag. Out of sight, out of mind. The inhabitants of Corneria soon forgot the menace of Dr. Andros. Actually, before I continue, I also want to call out Andrew Elmore in chat, of course, Andrew Elmore of chat, for the logo. And I know I've talked about this before, but for the logo over here on the front page, he made this, and I love it. So I'm running with it forever. So thank you very much. Also, Andrew Elmore has an album of what did you say was sort of PSP themed, kind of like vibes music. It's so good, and I really like it. So go to Andrew's Bandcamp page, excuse me, and it is so good. I've been listening to it. I've been on a bit of a rut at work in terms of getting momentum, all that sort of stuff, being able to sit down and just go. And that album, like yesterday, had me rolling. It was fantastic. So yeah. So anyway, now that we've embarrassed Andrew Elmore in chat, but I mean it. It's all amazing. So thank you. We'll go back here and we'll learn about the functioning. There we go. Yeah, satellite sound. I'm sorry. There it is. Please feel free, folks. Go click on it. Go listen to it. It's very good. And we can even use this when we read in the future more manuals, potentially. We can listen to that and we can enjoy ourselves. How about that? If that's okay. I'll always ask beforehand, I promise. Out of sight, out of mind. The inhabitants of Corneria soon forgot the menace of Dr. Andros. Now he's in quotes because he's a jerk. Once you become a jerk, Doctor, you get quotes. You get scare quotes. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, Andrew. I will definitely do that. I appreciate it. I want to make sure I ask though before I do anything like that. I really like it. One day, however, Corneria's small defense force detected some unusual happenings on Venom. It's a planet called Venom. I presume many of the happenings are unusual. The first planet, Venom, the first planet in the Lilat system. Strange, unidentified flying objects were monitored maneuvering above the planet in large numbers. It was not long before the self-appointed Emperor Andros, who had fled to Venom, declared war on Corneria. I think this is a cool story. Um, the planet Venom had been completely remade by Emperor Andros into a gigantic military base. Andros hoped that with his military power, he could soon control all the planets in the Lilat system. General Pepper, the commanding officer of Corneria's defense force, decided to dispatch the super high performance combat ship Arwing to the defense of the planet, even though it was in the prototype stage of development. Because of the urgency of the threat to Corneria, however, he did not have time to train pilots for these advanced fighters. Psychok the Solly's here. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. We're learning about the Star Fox team. And in fact, it says we need the Star Fox team, is what I think General Pepper is saying. This is the call sent out by General Pepper. You are Fox McCloud, leader of the Star Fox team, a group of adventurers with outstanding combat skill. Your mission is to penetrate the defenses of the planet Venom and defeat your forces led by Emperor Andros. Your ability to maneuver the R-Wing fighter will make the difference between the return of peace to the Lilat system and the fall of Corneria to the evil Emperor. As team leader, you are also responsible for the safe return of your Star Fox teammates. So here we go. We will scooch on down. Look, we get another one of these. You can tell when they were making the marketing materials for this game, that they were having a good time with these models. Also, let's take a look at our boy, our boy Slippy over here. He's got a hat that says Happy. I've never caught that. His hat just says Happy. Does it say Happy? No, it says Slippy. Of course, it says Slippy. What am I talking about? I'm gonna blame the the bug that I've got. But it says Slippy, but I'm gonna pretend it says Happy because he makes me happy. These guys are all so cool. Look at how much character they all have. It's incredible to me. That's so cool. There we go. Using the controller, you get to see the super neat Super Nintendo controller. Here's my hot take about the Super Nintendo controller. I like the purple hues on it more than I like the colorful stuff on the Super Famicom controller. I think that there's something about this, like, it almost looks like vitamins, like vitamin candy. And there's something about it that I like. It's a very warm thing for me, the pink and the purple. So there we go. Yeah, Star Fox looks and sounds cool, says Psychok the Solid. That's right, I agree. It is a cool looking thing, and it sounds amazing. The music is just so good. Some stuff to look at here. This is a really cool little thing. Haven't seen this before. Let's move on down. How to play Star Fox. We know how to play Star Fox. We don't need to do that right now. We're gonna scooch down to some graphics, some cool things. I really love the look of these polygons just as they are. They were so smart, I feel like, the designers of this game, getting the shapes of things to I don't know, like the way that things are shaped in this game, it's limited obviously from a technical standpoint, but the way that things are shaped and the colors that they use make you like fill in the rest of the details with your mind. And I think it's very, very creative. You've got your blaster, you've got your twin blaster, your Nova bomb, and your power shields. You get another model of the R-Wing. You can talk about damage, recovery from damage, but we're going to keep on rolling because we want to talk about your wingmen. That's what I think. Don't forget about your wingmen, who usually fight behind you or out of sight. Sometimes you have to rescue them. When one of these characters gets in a pinch, it's up to Fox McCloud, that's you, to save him. If you do not help your friend, he will take damage from enemy fire and may even be shot down. Because you are the leader of this band of space adventurers, it is your responsibility to make sure that they all survive the mission. You've got Fox McCloud. Fox is the young leader of the Star Fox team. Always at the forefront of the team's attack, he is an aggressive fighter who must often rely on his skill to get his team out of trouble. Your skill will determine if his name goes down in space history as a champion of the people, or a space rogue scoundrel, I think. So we'll send a little note to Nintendo. If anybody knows anyone at Nintendo, please send them a note about the typo, or unless they're talking about a Space Rouge scoundrel. So I like the idea of a rouge scoundrel, though. Just a guy who's kind of difficult to deal with, and he's red. Your skill will determine if his name goes down in space history. I like space history as a concept too. Falco Lombardi, the famous football coach. As a member of an avian race, Falco Lombardi is at home in the skies or in space, where his piloting skills exceed even that of Fox McCloud. While his short temper may lead to arguments with Fox, the two remain fast friends and loyal allies when it comes to combat. We got Peppy Hare. Peppy. I also realized I played a lot of Star Fox 64 as a kid also, and I think some of my memories are also from Star Fox 64, so I have these voices for them. And I realized when I was playing some for this, I realized on the Super Nintendo, obviously they don't have voice. But Peppy Hare. Peppy is the moderating force on the Star Fox team. His gentle character and wealth of knowledge make him an invaluable balance to the chaotic chemistry of the other Star Fox team members. His skill as a pilot is an added plus. We have another typo here, a misspelling, balance over here. So just add that to the list. But how can you be mad at typos when you've got these characters? Look at these guys. While Slippy may seem to be timid and passive at times, he always keeps a positive mindset about things. The scrapes he gets himself in may add some comic relief to the dangerous situations you find yourself in during the mission. At the end of each stage, you will see how much damage your wingmen have taken. So there you go. You get, this is a cool, look at this design right here. I think this is awesome. The viewpoint change. It all looks fantastic in game, but look at this. Look at this, version of the R-Wing right here. My God. My God. Yes, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Grill him. If you meet him, grill him. Just let him know what happened here. What happened? You get the asteroid fields. You got planet 4, Corneria. Maybe we'll see how these go. I don't know what's in here. The fourth planet in the Lilat system, Corneria, is known as the breadbasket of the system. It is a fertile farming world with a variety of climates and terrains. Most of the inhabitants live in the shelter of the mountain ranges, where the most productive farming soil can be found. Corneria is a peaceful planet with only the smallest of defensive forces. Most of its starships are designed for exploration and transportation. When Andross's invasion fleet threatened the planet, it was up to General Pepper to improvise some kind of planetary defense. He hired the Star Fox team to pilot the experimental R-Wing fighters. There's a lot of story there. I think that's cool. You get the asteroid field. These are two asteroid fields consisting of thousands of small planetoids surrounding Corneria. These swarming chunks of rocks form a dangerous natural barrier to invasion of the planet, and they must be carefully navigated through. However, Andross has developed a powerful new battleship known as the Rock Crusher, which is capable of reducing planetoids to cosmic dust. It is up to the Star Fox team to destroy these Rock Crushers before they can clear the way for Andross's main battle, Armada. Thanks for coming, Psychawk. I appreciate it. Have a good one, and enjoy the rest of the evening for you. Enjoy hanging out with your mates, and thanks again for popping in. I appreciate it, and agreed with you. Would be nice to be able to have more Nintendo games available on other systems, as you pointed out. That would be fantastic. Thank you for coming. The Meteor, this giant planetoid, is actually an artificial asteroid, that was created to be a great amusement facility called Meteorland. I didn't remember that. The evil Emperor Andross, however, turned it into his advanced base, leaving it a mere shadow of its former self. This is kind of like the World's Fair setting in Gotham in Batman, the Mask of the Phantasm. It's just like that. Joker took it over to make it his place, and Dr. Andross, Emperor Andross now, excuse me, because he doesn't practice anymore, has taken the Meteorland amusement park for his own stuff. This well-stocked military depot is hurtling towards Corneria behind the space armada of Andross. Then we got Planet 2, Titania. Titania has no indigenous creatures and is nearly always wrapped in a dense fog. This is before the N64 version. This planet is known as a treasure world because of the large deposits of raw materials that can be found here. While it has not been as hard hit by Andross's invasion fleet as some planets have, it is occupied by a large garrison of his troops. The resources here are extremely valuable to Andross's plans of future conquest. Then we've got Planet 5, Fortuna. Fortuna is also known as the dinosaur planet and is prowled by untamed and brutal creatures. I did not know that. I did not know that about Fortuna, and now Star Fox Adventures Dinosaur Planet is making a lot more sense to me. Who knew? I wonder if that whole thing, turning Rare's Dinosaur Planet into Rare's Star Fox Adventures, was a concept because of this. This is amazing. So yeah, we're learning so much today, says Home Team Game Dev. Who needs school? Who needs formal education when you have video game manuals from the mid 90s? So there we go. Piece of video game history. If anybody sees Shigeru Miyamoto, ask him if this is why. Andross has fed and gained control of these brutes and plans to turn them into living weapons. The giant dragon, Monarch Dodora, is the living spirit of this planet and has powers exceeding state-of-the-art weapons. His name is feared throughout the Lylat system. Then you've got Planet 3, Macbeth. Macbeth has a long history of geological disasters, which have changed its very shape. In a unique geological occurrence, the core of the planet shrank while the crust remained the same size, making much of the planet hollow. Andross has used this to his advantage, stockpiling the world with weapons, ammunition, and spare ships. As a result of the amount of weaponry stored here, the planet is a gigantic bomb waiting to explode. This is all pretty effective in setting up the stakes, honestly. This is pretty good. Planet number 1, Venom. When Andross was driven out of Corneria by Director General Pepper, he's a Director General, he occupied this planet as his base. While it used to be known as the Evergreen Planet and boasted beauty second only to Corneria's, Andross has remade it into a dark, polluted world of military machines. The natives, who were not advanced, were enslaved by Andross and drafted into his military machine. Though they serve Andross, they inwardly hope that the forces of Corneria can win a victory and liberate the Lylat system. Well, that's pretty dark. The stakes are high as hell here. Ooh, this is pretty. I like this one. Let's get this on a poster. I want this on a poster. You got the enemy weaponry. This is just cool to me because I think this page looks neat. I like the font. I like the colors. Like just the big yellow square. You got missiles, plasma ball, oval beam, ring laser, and regular laser. And we get to see some of the enemy force commanders. These are the enemy force commanders that appear at the end of each stage. So you've got an attack carrier, advanced scout mothership. You've got the asteroid destroyer, rock crusher. You've got the planet bomber, the atomic core. Look at that one. You've got dancing insector, spider-shaped machine. This one's cool. And you've got special close orbit robot Fantron. God, these are great. These are great. Okay, Dizzy and Lost says a quick wiki dive tells me that adventure took place on a different dinosaur planet. So it sounds like the Lylat system is just thick with dinos. We've got Master Computer Professor Hanger. We've got Hydrogen Harvester Plasma Hydra. Super gravity powered Metal Smasher. Galactic Guard Machines Galactic Riders. Ground Supremacy Vehicle Destructor. You got Space Station Blade Barrier. I don't want to go there. That sounds scary. You got Primitive Dinosaur Monarch Dodra, who's cool. You got an Invasion Troop Carrier Atomic Base 2, Light Speed Revolution Spinning Core, and Final Battleship Great Commander. These pictures being taken, I think, directly off of like a CRT screen or monitor. Makes them look so cool. There's something about the way, I don't know if it shows up on stream, but there's something about the way the colors really pop here. Even more so than in the game, I think. It looks fantastic. So you got your course map, which is a very cool way of approaching the game. I think that's a very smart way. Yes, warning, as Andrew Elmore says, a huge enemy approaches, great commander. Yeah, these are basically Darius boss names too. They get you excited. I'm being very sincere about how much I love this. This is great. That's the end? Oh, man, come on. There are 3 courses you can take to reach the planet Venom. Course 3 is the most difficult. The levels are shown on the map screen in the order Course 2, Course 1, and Course 3. Although your autopilot will keep you on course for most of your mission, it may still be possible to lose your way and wander into strange places like the black hole. Careful then. So no credits, as always here. This specific manual I pulled from the Nintendo website. And Slippy, you're still here. That's so great to see you. I thought you had. I thought you said you had to. You had a hard stop at 12:30. Well, let's hang out. Why not? I'll make you a little bit smaller, though. Is that okay? There we go. I got it from the Nintendo website, and I was curious because they made these manuals. I guess they scanned these manuals. Usually, I use the Internet Archive, but it seems like it's down today. Like they were going through a DDoS. I think I saw on Blue Sky. So I wasn't able to go through the Internet Archive, but Nintendo's website did have it for me. I think when they were making the Super Nintendo Mini, they took all of these manuals and they digitized them in really high quality, which is fantastic. Which got me thinking: did they do a digitized manual of the Star Fox 2 game, which never came out but was finished, right? So Star Fox 2 is on the Super Nintendo Mini. But I thought maybe not because, the game didn't come out. So maybe they didn't do a manual. I don't know when in those days the manual got finalized. However, I did discover what I thought was something kind of neat. Let's go here back into the game read. On their website, they've got a Star Fox 2 manual that tells us a lot of different stuff. Now, I'm not going to read this all right now. Maybe I'll read let's read this one. Should we read this one? Is this okay with everybody? We'll read this and I'll send the link here. I'm actually going to send the link in chat because I think it's really cool that they did this. Somebody at Nintendo really cared and I love it. The battle for the galaxy is over. Sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't played Star Fox 1. They win. The evil Emperor Andross's plans to seize control of the once great Lylat system has been thwarted by the army of Corneria, thanks in no small part to the brave deeds of Elite Fighter Squadron Star Fox. My memory is that it wasn't just in no small part, but entirely thanks to the work that they did. Their mission accomplished, Fox McCloud and his team depart once more for the deep expanses of space, sent off by the cheers and adoration of Corneria's grateful inhabitants. However, Andross has survived. Consumed with desire for revenge, he plots an invasion even more terrible than the last. The people of Lylat cannot know it, but the peace they are enjoying is doomed to be short-lived. And, sure enough, one fateful day, the forces of Andross attack once again. Taken completely by surprise, the planets of the Lylat system fall one by one to Andross's advancing army. Corneria, at the hub of the galaxy, now lies exposed and within the clutches of the maniacal Emperor. That's a cool design right there. We've lost every outpost. The way things are going, we may struggle to hold Corneria. Musing on the grave state of affairs, the General Pepper of the Cornerian army, knows there is one last resort. Get me Star Fox! The galaxy needs their help! Star Fox is back. With upgraded R-Wing fighters and 2 new members drafted from the Cornerian army, they're tougher and meaner than ever before. This time, they will put a stop to Andross. For good. I love this art because they're all serious, and then there's Slippy, who's just like, maybe out of his gourd on drugs. Slippy is just high as shit right now. I like all these guys, and then this dude's sort of just standing there like, yeah, okay, I'll just hanging out. Good luck. That's one thing. So yeah, Slippy, all these guys are cool. Tag yourself. Look at what's his name? Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on the rabbit. Peppy. Look at Peppy right now. He's so angry at Slippy. He's like, Slippy, we can't do hallucinogens before we have to fight Andross. You know that. The dog commander's fingers. Yeah. This is how dogs' fingers are. You've never seen a dog before, Cobra Hoof? This is just how dogs are. They've got long human fingers. They're presumably furry on both sides. So you can like hold their little fingers, and they're like full on phalanges, and they're just like furry. It's not weird at all. It's normal. It's very normal. Yeah, it's a little bit frightening. So you got that. I said I wasn't going to read this, but watch this. Boo, 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 boo. Woo! Yeah. This manual comes with action. Let's read a little bit here about the characters. Ooh. Oh my god, hold on. Fox McCloud, a capable leader who commands the unquestioning loyalty of the Star Fox team. Sorry, my face is blocking this, I know a little bit. Falco Lombardi, an ace pilot who enjoys a friendly rivalry with Fox. Then we got Peppy Hare, a seasoned veteran whose cool head and wisdom holds the team together. What happens if I click on it? Oh. Hints to help you find hidden metals can be found within this manual. This manual rules. You got Slippy Toad, who's looking a little different than he did on the last page. A somewhat jittery type who's prone to errors, but it's hard to dislike him. You've got Miu, an advocate of the old maxim, the best defense is a good offense. So unfortunately, Miu is a militaristic right-winger. And then we got Faye, the daughter of an aristocratic family. She has relinquished high society and taken up arms to defend her home planet. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried about the politics of the Star Fox crew in this installment. In the first one, it seemed like they were all there because they sort of had to be reluctantly. They don't want to be a warlike culture. But now they're like, they've got aristocratic kids who are like joining the military just so they can do some killing. You got Miu, who's a fascist. Slippy Toad, who's looking a little aggro right over here. So I'm not sure what's going on. Then we've got the mysterious mercenary squadron, Star Wolf. Not much is known about the shadowy squad of unscrupulous mercenaries known as Star Wolf. Bankrolled by Andros, this 4-person team are wanted and feared throughout the galaxy and will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. You got Wolf O'Donnell. So you got a nice Scottish or Irish boy. This despicable criminal, racist, will betray anyone for the right price. You got Leon Pawalski. I like that. Like you get to the bad guys, and they're just like people with names that like are just from a country. It's like, oh yeah, this is like, oh yeah, Leon Pawalski, an inscrutable and sinister alien. You got Pigma Dengar. Okay, he's a pig, arrogant and cruel, and possessed of a fiendish strength. And then we get Algae. Rumored to be the most devious creature in the cosmos, he exploits the weaknesses of his targets with merciless precision. Now they tell us about this. I'm going to keep going. I'm sorry. Nobody has to stick around if you don't want to. I know I was like originally going to be short, but this is giving me actually genuinely a lot of energy on a week that I have not been at the top of my game, let's say. So I'm still not at the top of my game, but I'm enjoying myself. So there's that. The artwork is brand new. This game was developed as a sequel to the original Star Fox game, and though completed, it was never released. Because of this, it never had a manual or packaging. To mark the release of the game on the Nintendo Classic Mini Super Nintendo Entertainment System, a member of the original development team, the designer from the first game on, was brought back in to do the illustrations. This is amazing. The artwork of the first Star Fox game was done using photographs of puppets, but for the revival of this long-lost second game, a very different style was chosen. You can download artwork of the Star Fox team, including new members Miu and Faye, to use on your smart device. How about using it for your standby screen? Oh, man. This is cool. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, gets me. So it seems like this must have been a brand new everything in the manual. And so I would love to know who wrote this. I want to send them some thanks. I won't go through everything here, but look at this. Now this I think is interesting. Here's one thing that I did see earlier, which I think is interesting. So you've got the Famicom, or I guess this is the European one, has the colors, all that well and good. However, these are not on-brand buttons for Nintendo, and I think it's pretty interesting because I wrote one manual. I've written a manual for the Intellivision Lives game on the Nintendo DS. And the one thing that was drilled into me when I wrote that manual, which got published, was that you had to adhere to some very strict rules about button iconography, terminology, all those sorts of things. And these do not seem to match that, which I think is pretty interesting. It's not a bad thing. I just think it's interesting. Also, yes, this is not like a real manual, but it's official. God, it was so fun writing that manual. I want to get back into that. So yeah, there we go. Planning your strategy on the map screen. Like this is a real honest to God thing, and I can't get over just how much effort they put into this. Special capsules, smart bombs. I mean, behind the scenes. Oh, how's everyone doing? Do y'all have a few minutes to hang out and look at the behind the scenes documents? Um, yeah, Cobra being brand new to 2017 makes Leon Pawalski even weirder. Um, somebody with some like very like hardcore early 90s racism was happening there. Oh, Andrea Elmore. And Intellivision Lives is one of the better retro game collections of its era, IMO. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It was like they tried to do a lot. And on the DS version, if I remember correctly, they did a lot of like cool overlays to make the controls, which were like pretty unique, look cool on the bottom side of the bottom screen of the DS. But it looks like by some miracle, original planning materials for this game have survived, filed diligently away by the developer at the time. And what better place than here? Oh, you know what? Someone's pointing out that might be that the character names were still from the early 90s because the game was done, right? So I guess that makes sense. And what better place than here to share them with the world? Star Fox fans have long been clamoring to see such documents, so here they are in their full unadulterated glory. These materials are created midway through development, so there are a few things that were changed for the final game. Keep that in mind and don't judge too harshly. Players with Japanese skills might be able to pick out all the differences, but even if you can't read Japanese, you should still find the diagrams pretty interesting. Let's take a look. I don't know how this is going to show up on the screen, so if it looks real messed up. Oh boy, this is the good stuff. Oh man, God, this is great. Look at this down here. There is almost nothing, and this is part of the reason that I love the Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection from Digital Eclipse. Aside from the games, aside from all the other stuff they did in there, that's amazing. Is getting to see the original design stuff from Konami and seeing so many game screens represented in hand drawing. It's the coolest thing to me. I love it. It is like, look at this thing. Sorry, this is the coolest stuff to me on the planet. You got the Super Famicom controller over there. You get all the different things about how to control it. Well, I'm not going to be able to read any of this, but I do appreciate the art. I do appreciate the graphics that they've got here. Star Fox 2. Man, look at this graph paper with the Nintendo logo at the bottom. Yeah, Andrew Elmore says the kind of rules they just put all this stuff out there. I feel like that's exceedingly rare behavior for Nintendo. Yeah, this is all stuff that like is just so fascinating. And yeah, this is pretty rare. I think I can't think of another thing where Nintendo has done exactly this and just like shown it out there. I mean, this isn't even edited in any way. It's just the stuff. It's just scans. Maybe they knew that the people, maybe this was a very specific thing. Like they knew that the people involved in like buying the Super Nintendo Mini and getting into Star Fox and then seeking out the manual online would specifically get a kick out of this in a way that maybe they think, I don't know, like other players wouldn't. But man, look at this. This is very cool. So just scooting through, not much to read here, but taking this in with all you. Man, all these are different like enemies, all the different enemies. Look at this guy. This is me. I like this guy right here. It's hard to see. Take a look at this and then tag yourself on Blue Sky later. I'm going to put this picture up there later on Blue Sky, and we're going to tag ourselves. This is me right here. This guy kind of looks like, who is the guy with the two wheels in that car combat game on PlayStation? Twisted Metal. I'm like having, part of the issue with my not being super well today is that a lot of words are not showing up for me. Which is a lot of fun, which is great on a stream, honestly. So yeah, so there we go. We got that. And Axel, thank you very much. Axel. Yes, it's Axel. We all know Axel except for apparently me. So there you go. That's Star Fox. And then Star Fox 2, minimap and radar. Let's just take a quick look. Yep, pause screen, minimap. Man, you get all sorts of cool stuff in here. They put a lot of effort into this manual. So let's, homework assignment for me, anybody else who wants to, Early concept for Star Wolf. Yeah, look at these guys. Oh my god. Look at these guys. Early concept art. This guy rules. I don't know how to get out of here. Okay, there we go. R-Wing design documents, some more hand-drawn treasures from the early days of the game's development. Why not download them to your phone to peruse at your leisure, or print one out to color and use as a poster? Wait, this is a great idea. Oh my god. Whoever wrote this manual is like so on the level. Man alive. Man alive. This is just becoming art appreciation stream. I don't think there's much of an audience for that. Just me sitting here, not an artist, with no knowledge of any art stuff, and just being like, wow, that looks cool. Wow, this looks cool. This guy looks cool. This is how I do art appreciation. This guy looks really cool. Look at these feet. You could really hurt somebody with those. Man. Yeah, this stuff is amazing. Ooh, C-type UFO. Man, okay. Well, there we go. Look at that. That is Star Fox and Star Fox 2 and hey Slippy, thanks for hanging. Slippy and I will hang out. We'll get some coffee after this. Yeah, look at the line work in there. Like, this is just incredible. This whole thing is incredible. Well, let's do this. Let's call it there for now. I did put the link, I think, for this thing in there. I will also post it on the social media of choice for all super smart social media users. Blue Sky, I'll put that on today. And in the meantime, I would like to know, sorry, there was a bit of a quick transition. Sorry, bye Slippy. The Valkyrie wants to give away a code for Volgar 2. So I would like to actually ask, first things first, who is on the chat that has not received a copy of Volgar 2 and would like a copy of Volgar 2 on the Xbox or the PlayStation. Again, I've talked about this a number of times here, but I really do want to get the word out about this game. I think the first one's excellent. I think the second one's even better. They made some changes. Okay, Andrew Elmore. They made some changes to the way that difficulty is handled in the game. And I know I've said this before, but like, Chris Dershman, I think, put together a really finely tuned game and came out with an update that just really made it even smoother and better. Not smoother, like easier, like it's still really hard, but I really like the changes that he's made. And so it is really one of those sort of like matches made in heaven, as far as I'm concerned, between Digital Eclipse and Chris Dershman and Crazy Viking Studios. So Andrew Elmore would like a code. Does anybody else on here, has anyone else here not had one? Have we not had one yet? I'll give it another maybe 10 seconds or so. I'm not wearing my watch, so I don't know how many seconds that is. I have no way of knowing. If it's not 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're going to give this code to Andrew Elmore. Andrew, I will message you on Blue Sky separately, and you can tell me which one you want, and I can send you the code. Heck yeah. This is exciting. This is good. I've given away a few, so I think given my my audience, it's I've probably given it to pretty much everybody who's on. So thank you to everybody for joining. Thank you to everybody for chatting. This really has made my week. I love these Wednesdays, and I'm so grateful that y'all joined in. I'm so blown away by the Star Fox 2 manual, which I wasn't even expecting to look at, but my God, is it good. So yeah, have a cool day. And everybody else, I'm gonna set this. Yes, you did, Cobra. Awesome. You got it, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I really enjoy it. See y'all later. I'm gonna zoom to this as my goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good luck.